Alright guys, today I am making an LOL surprise cake for my daughter. I have put some buttercream on my cake board. Here's the cake board with a little buttercream just to help the cake to adhere to it a little better. And I'm going to first fill the cake with the ingredients. Just so you know, this is a half and half cake. So what you'll see is half the cake is going to be strawberry shortcake and the other half is going to be Oreo cookie and cream. She wanted a whole Oreo cookie and cream cake, but I'm the mother and the baker, so ultimately I put some things we wanted in there too. But in any event, I've already pre-sliced the cake and I've taken the top off. Here's half of the top. I've taken the top off the cake and leveled it out. And now I will begin to fill it. So this is a 3-layer cake. Most people know I'm famous for my really tall 3-layer cakes. This will be no different. Like I said, half the cake will be Oreo cookie and cream, and the other half will be a chocolate cake with fresh strawberries and whipped cream filled in. So I am going to fill this and stand by. Okay guys, this is the part where I decorate the cake drum. The cake drum is about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch thick, very sturdy, really great for decorating or dressing up a custom cake. I call it the shoes of the cake. If you get a custom cake, I always say beware of the cake decorators who use, voila, this, a cake board. Cake boards are very flimsy. They're good for regular bakery cakes, but when you talk about decorated custom cakes with weights, you want to use a cake drum. Also, a cake drum can be decorated really nicely, and again, it's like putting on a really nice pair of shoes with a really nice outfit. The last thing you want to do is be dressed really nice from head to ankle, and then you have not so great shoes on your feet. It really does not complete the outfit. So when you guys are buying a custom cake, whether it be from me or whether it be from someone else, always make sure that they are investing. If you're spending money, you want to make sure that they're investing in a cake drum and not a cake board. So when I come back, this will be completely decorated and covered, and then we'll be on to the next step. All right guys, I'm back. Here is the finished product. Here's the cake drum all covered with gold. And here's the 3 colors that I'll be using in the LOL surprise cake. Here's a purple, here's a tealish blue if you want to call it that, and here's the pink. So here's the finished product. And now what's next to do is to attach the actual cake to the cake drum. Alright guys, so the next step for me is to attach some of the images that I created using my computer software program, and also using edible sheets and food coloring. So I have an edible printer, and with the image that I created on the computer, I was able to print this out. I know that it's like a mirror image, but it just has the number 5, and then it says Happy Birthday Lana. And then on the other sheet, I sized and printed out some of the LOL dolls that will be on the side of the cake. This one is slightly bigger than some of the other ones because this is the main character for the theme of the party. And the things that you will need to cut out something like this is, one, you need a cutting board or a cutting mat. I like my cutting mat. It's thin and flexible and real easy to just transport. And then an X-Acto knife. Those are the two things that I recommend because it really gives you a clean cut and clean surface. Of course, you need a steady hand because you want everything to look really smooth and even and leave out all the jagged edges. So when I come back, I'll show you what the next step is. All of this stuff will be cut out and we'll be on to the next step. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like once it's completely cut out and finished. Here are all the pieces that I showed you earlier. They've been cut out with the X-Acto knife and laid over fondant. So now these have become 100% edible 2D images, if you want to call it that. I have placed some buttercream on the cake board for a little cake glue, a little extra hold. And now I have this cake lifter by Wilton that I'm going to use to scoop up this gigantic cake. All right, this thing is heavy. All right. Now try to make sure that the cake is even as possible on all sides. Sometimes I use my thumb to just go around the cake board and make sure there's it's like an equal amount of distance all the way around. And I've done that. It's fairly equal, so I'm happy with that. I found the front of my cake before I started and marked it at the top. All right, so I've made sure that everything is equal. I've marked the top. As I said, this is what it looks like. I just put a little line up there so that I could see where I want to place everything and make the main focal point, or where the main focal point will be, should I say. So now I'm going to finish attaching the pieces to the cake and do the final decorations. Before that, just so you know, with cakes like this, everybody does not do it, but my personal preference is to use a cake dowel that I've lost. Oh, here we go. This is a cake dowel. I've cut it down. I've sharpened the top. Now what this does is just adds an extra hold to the cake. So now I'll put the cake dowel in the cake like so. And then I like to use my meat tenderizer that I've never tenderized anything with. And I use it as kind of like a hammer. So that like anchors the cake down to the cake board so that it's nice and sturdy. See that? There's no movement at all. All right, so there we go. It's nice and sturdy. It's in there. And now it's time to decorate.